Hi, welcome to Introduction to Creative Writing. I'm going to read to you from 3 outstanding beginnings from children's books being published today. I want you to listen for language, imagery, and the hook that keeps us reading. I'm sharing my screen so we can follow along together. This first one is We Are Water Protectors by Carol Lindstrom and illustrated by Michaela Goad. Water is the first medicine, Nokomis told me. We come from water. It nourished us inside our mother's body as it nourishes us here on Mother Earth. Water is sacred, she said. We stand with our songs and our drums. We are still here. The river's rhythm runs through my veins, runs through my people's veins. This next example is from The Astonishing Color of After. Listen to this voice. My mother is a bird. This isn't like some William Faulkner stream of consciousness metaphorical crap. My mother is literally a bird. Talk about wanting to read more. This next example is from the middle grade novel, King and the Dragonflies. Listen to this description. The dragonflies live down by the bayou, but there's no way to know which one's my brother. I've never seen so many dragonflies around this time of the year. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands, just sitting on tree branches and rocks, baking in the sun, flitting over the brown water that seeps up from the dirt, zipping across the sky, showing off their ghost-like wings, happy in their own dragonfly paradise. You know, together we're going to work on how to grow as writers. It's helpful to be able to recall or relate to the child within you or around you. I hope you are curious and find humans fascinating, especially the psychology of young people. We're going to grow your skills in storytelling, from language to plot to dialogue. It helps to be observant and a collector of images, details, and conversations. Of course, you have to write. I'm looking forward to sharing with one another, and you have to read. Being a reader is essential to being a writer. So what is a story? Fundamentally, a story is about someone struggling to solve a problem, to get something they want. If there is no struggle, quite simply, there is no story. In each scene, the characters react or act or choose. Plot is character in action. The setting of the character's world influences what happens, and you can build that environment. And of course, why? The character's motives propel the scene. It's what's at stake for that character that builds towards that character's transformation. You know, before we go any further, I want to establish our commitment in this classroom. I am a follower of the anti-racist writing workshop that was written by Felicia Rose Chavez. And I wanted to say to you that in this classroom, we will support each other in our writing journey wherever we are. We're going to make human connections with one another and value everyone's voice. And finally, we're going to grow our artistic intuition. So in order to do this and to have that kind of a classroom, we're going to talk a bit here about how to give feedback. When we work with each other, we're going to praise each other's work. Instead of commenting that you like something, you're going to quote back the author an image, a description, or specific dialogue you found effective and why. We're going to raise questions. If a certain sentence or passage stops you, ask about the word choices or the character actions to help the author find a solution. We're going to avoid judging each other's work as good or bad. We're going to avoid fixing each other's work with a suggested rewrite. And we're going to avoid giving feedback that doesn't help each other grow as writers. So let's be very specific about how to do this. Here's an example. Fern picked up her collection of stamps, flipping through the album's pages one by one. Her favorites were the flower ones. She also liked the bird ones. So if you were commenting on this piece of work, providing a critique, you'd say, hey, Jen, nice job using the character's action of flipping the pages to put me in the scene. I'm curious, though, what the flower and bird stamps look like. So be specific. Can you be more specific and describe them in more detail? And was it intentional to repeat the word one? So that's an example of some thoughtful feedback that we should give to one another. I want to conclude today by just saying that it's my belief that children's books should deliver hope and tell the truth. Jacqueline Woodson really said it best. The responsibility has always been to write good books that respect the reader and that impact the greater good while telling a good story. I've always asked myself, what am I going to do today to make the world just that much better for someone? I look forward to reading the stories you have to tell.